Hi everyone, welcome back to the Dr. Sia channel. In the video here today, we're going to be talking about a defense mechanism that I call negative core beliefs, but that cognitive therapy calls, well, negative core beliefs. Let's get started. All right, so if you're a CBT therapist out there, before you smash this video, before you smash it with a dislike, just hear me out here on how I formulate negative core beliefs as defense mechanisms and what I believe to be largely understood that way in ISTDP terms. So what is it about a negative core belief that's actually a defense mechanism? Well, here is a little bit of a case extract that I could give to you that you could see how it's a defense mechanism. A patient of mine says, oh, my partner called me an idiot. And I said then to the patient, so how did you feel towards your partner as she called you an idiot? Now, in ISTP terms, if you say anything here that is other than you looking at your feelings, you actually describing your feelings, that would be a defense mechanism. So whatever you say here, when I've asked you for your feeling, and if you don't say angry, happy, sad, scared, joyous, disgusted, hungry, thirsty, tired, if you don't refer to a feeling when I ask that, then that's a defense mechanism. And the purpose of defense mechanisms is to reduce the feelings that you have towards the other person. Now, my patient here, when I asked them how did they feel when their partner called them an idiot, this person said, well, I don't really believe that I have much worth or value as a human being anyway. So, not much. Now, there are two different defense mechanisms happening there. One is obviously minimization, minimizing their actually how they actually feel. But another one here is this huge blanket defense mechanism of a negative core belief of worthlessness. So this patient is claiming that as long as they are worthless as a human being, they actually won't feel much about any form of abuse. Well, how useful would it then be, say, for a child whose survival depends on their parents keeping them around, their caregivers keeping them around, to develop such a core belief like I am worthless, if that helps them keep those parents around in one way or another. Now, there are very few parents who say, I want you to feel worthless, but there will be a lot of parents who say, I cannot tolerate your feelings. And if you could develop this blanket defense mechanism of I am worthless, and that would help you never have any complicated feelings towards your parents because they can't handle that, well, then that technically would be a defense mechanism. Now, it might help you in your work, even if you're a CBT therapist or a cognitive therapist, it might be helpful to think about core beliefs, negative core beliefs as defense mechanisms. Because what you could do then, rather than doing this whole thing around, well, what is the evidence that proves to you that you're not actually worthless or whatever, you could be, and if you get stuck with that, you could actually push a little bit further and say things like, okay, so this idea that you are worthless, how does that protect you from the feelings that you have towards the other person? Now, what you try to help them see is that it doesn't. That all it really does is that it protects the other person from their feelings. You could ask other things like, okay, so there's some idea that you're worthless as a human being. Now, I wonder if you weren't worthless, what are the feelings that you would have then? So that again is an idea of kind of trying to help them look underlying those feelings. Another thing that you could do is say, oh, but is there anything there that proves to you that you're not worthless? And they might say, well, yeah, I do have a job. All right. If that's the case and you're not worthless, then what are the feelings that you have there towards the person? So you're basically just trying to go, well, removal of the negative core belief is not the be all and end all of what you're trying to do. What you're really trying to do is to help them look at what's underneath that core belief. And I know that that kind of seems a little bit maybe too deep for some people or whatever. If that's the case, put a comment down below. Let me know what you think. In any way, let me know what you actually think about this idea of reformulating a negative core belief as a defense mechanism. If you like that idea, let me know. If you dislike that idea, let me know. If you think that I should be disbarred, thrown into prison, that I'm absolutely nuts and crazy, and you want to send the authorities after me, let me know in the comment section down below so I can scoot before you do. Thank you so much. Like the video, and yeah, thanks. I'll see you again next time. Scoot. Funny word. Scoot. 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 Scoot.